Senator Rice.
President, my question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Infrastructure and Transport, Senator Scullion. I note reports this week about private toll operator Transurban, who run 13 of the 16 toll roads in Australia, recording staggering profits, their net profits tripling in the 6 months to December to $331 million. The ACCC Chair Rod Sims is quoted as saying regarding this, "I think we have pushed maximising revenue to the detriment of the road system. Yet Transurban also pays zero corporate tax, and to what end? Commuters in our cities remain stuck in traffic while paying exorbitant and escalating tolls." Can the minister explain to Australian commuters how it justifies supporting the privatisation of such a massive part of our urban transport network, locking in huge tolls, huge profits and zero return to the taxpayer, while the government's investment in public transport, which would transform our cities, is paltry at best?
The Minister representing the Minister for Infrastructure and Transport, Senator Scullion.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'm not in a position to give you a detailed and a proper response on that matter, and I'll take that entire question on notice. But I can say, what I can tell you, that we've been doing an awful lot about road safety. We are building a lot of roads. The issues around tolls and taxes and whether it's appropriate for anyone to make a profit in this country, I know from your side of Parliament there's always a question over profit. What happens in the taxation system, Senator, is that you actually have to make a profit to pay tax. It's not, I'm not sure if you've been in business, but I thought it was one of those principles. And if you have some information or some evidence that someone has made a profit that they're not making the appropriate amount of tax on, I'm more than happy to pass that on to the Taxation Commissioner.
Senator Rice, a supplementary question.
Thank you. I also note that Transurban CEO Scott Charlton has publicly claimed this week that in the past false traffic modelling and data has been used to bolster the case for toll roads when companies are bidding for contracts. Victoria, there's been wide criticism of this very problem with Transurban's very own Westgate toll road. Will the government compel the Victorian Labor government to provide the traffic modelling and peer reviews with this road to Infrastructure Australia, as has been requested multiple times, but the Vic government has refused to do so?
Senator Rice. Order. Senator Scullion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Look, again, there is a number of those details that I won't be able to provide you the details on, and I'll undertake through the minister to do that. But in terms of Victorian infrastructure, we've made a $3 billion commitment to a transformative feature of the East-West Link. Now, Victoria would be receiving 19.8% of the Commonwealth infrastructure spend.
That's a lot of money.
Now, the Victorian State Labor cut this productivity unlocking project, and yet they seem to prefer a per capita infrastructure spending over the nation over nation building.
Order, so, Senator Scullion. Order, Senator Rice, on a point of order.
Relevance. My question was very specific as to whether the government will compel the Victorian Labor government to provide the traffic modelling information and the independent peer review to Infrastructure Australia, as has been requested of the Victorian Labor government many times.
Senator Scullion, I remind you of the terms of the question.
Not on the point of order, Mr. President, but I have indicated I would take all of the element of your answer on notice. I was just simply providing some additional information, but again, Senator, I will take that element on notice. So the government remains committed to East-West Link and remains ready to partner with a Victorian government who's going to be delivering for Victorians. Labor laugh at the Inland Rail. It will deliver a $7 billion economic dividend to Victoria.
Expired. Senator Rice, a final supplementary question.
Thanks, Mr. President. While private toll operator Transurban is massively increasing its profits, the government's moving at a snail's pace on its proposed inquiry into road user charging, which could provide efficient and equitable model to manage traffic congestion and ensure that proceeds are returned for public benefit to the public purse. Can the minister tell us when the government will finally get moving on its public inquiry into road user charging so we can examine the options and implications for Australia?
Senator Scullion.
Again, I'll take some details of exactly how much we've progressed on the road user charge inquiry. You've indicated in your question that somehow we're lagging behind. I don't have. Well, that's an opinion. I've just said I don't have the answer to that because I don't have the information at hand. I'll take that question on notice, Senator.